This is CK at CK Education. Today I want to talk about a famous quote. I think it was Norman Vincent Peale. He was a minister and an author, and he was the author of the book, The Power of Positive Thinking. And a lot of people quote this, and this quote goes something like, aim for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. And a lot of people use a variation of this, and I've seen a lot of parents do this and students as well, to say if you aim really, really high, just saying even if you can't reach that, even if you don't end up reaching it, just reach the highest you can. But even if you don't, achieve that or you reach that level, you'll have reached a level that's higher than what you would have normally reached. Now, that all sounds good in theory, but let me tell you the reality of this. I've seen so many people, like parents say, just as an example, okay, I got some students, they'd be lucky if they just got into college. Okay, their GPAs are okay, SATs like pretty terrible. And then the parents are saying, like, I want you to go to Yale. I want you to aim for Harvard. They have no idea what it takes to get into a school like this. They have no idea. And they just throw it on the kid like, I want you to go to Harvard. I want you to go to Princeton. I want you to do something. And it doesn't motivate the kids. The kids having some idea about what it takes. And once they find out, they're like, there's no way I'll go to school like that. There's no way I'm going to get accepted, because it's not even about just getting a good GPA and good SAT score. And my SAT and GPA sucks. So how in the world am I ever going to get in? It doesn't encourage them to aim higher and higher. You've aimed so high now that it basically discourages the kid. There's no way I'm going to ever meet expectations like that. I've seen this backfire more times than I can count. So parents who say these kinds of things, you aim for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. And here's the thing. Maybe you land among the stars. Maybe you just land in outer space in the middle of nowhere, wandering, dark. Okay, that's more of what I've seen. You aim for the moon, just try to get up the hill. There are some kids who can't get up the hill, and the parents are telling them to aim for the moon. I'm using a metaphor, obviously, okay? But here's the thing. You want to make goals. Yeah, you don't want to make goals that are too easy, but you got to make goals that are realistic. And you got to make goals that are short-term, mid-term, long-term, okay? So it's not just, okay, you should go to Princeton. I think you should go to Harvard. I think you should make $10 million in your first deal. These are crazy expectations, especially when the kid has absolutely no way to make that. It often doesn't motivate them more. In fact, I've almost never seen that motivate someone. It's always a demotivating factor. You're like, man, I'm never going to make that. My parents have all these expectations. I'm never going to meet that. So they just get disappointed. They get down. The better thing to do is just say, what do we have to do right now? What do you have right in front of you? Well, I got this test. I got this assignment. I got this project. I have this homework. Okay, I got this reading. I got this paper. Let's see what we can do to do the best that we can on this thing. Because unless we do this thing right here, there ain't no moon, there's no mountain, there's no hill, there's nothing. There's no stars. I got to do well right here. So it's every day, what are you doing? Now, let's say a kid is very disciplined, does those things very well. Gets a 4.0 in school, kills the SAT, does really well, takes 10 APs, 12 APs, gets 5s on all the APs, whatever, and just killing it academically. Because every day they've built this discipline, because every day they've developed this academic, rigor that they can handle and they excel in. So at some point you're like, man, my kid, he's never gotten a B in his life. He's getting 4.0. He's also a champion chess player, or he's a national swimmer, or something like that, something else. Like maybe this kid has a chance to go to Harvard. Maybe this kid has a chance to go to Princeton. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're like, all right, well, what else do we need? What few more things do we need to get there? Because this kid has been prepared. So a lot of these parents, they don't even prepare the kid. They just throw it out there. Go to Princeton, go to Harvard. And then when you ask them, like, why would you say that your kid is so discouraged? Oh, I just meant to motivate him because, you shoot for the moon. If you miss, you land among the stars. I'm like, he didn't land among the stars. He's out in space somewhere just floating around, okay, in the darkness. And so be careful when you set goals for your kids, when you throw out things like that, whether it's your kids, whether it's your employees or whatever it is, you can't just throw out stuff. You got to give them a path. You got to give them resources. You got to show them the way to get there and not just throw it out there, because what happens then is that just leads to discouragement. If you really want to motivate them, be there every day, help them prepare, give them the resources they need, show them the way, the path to get to that goal. What does it take? And you got to work on those things every day. And if you don't do that, everything else just becomes it's just a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. I'm never going to do it. My parents are going to be disappointed. My boss is going to be disappointed. Whatever, this kind of thing. And so I would think very carefully. I would think twice about throwing things out like that. And just in general, throwing cliche catchphrases out there, they're not magic. There's no magic in life. You can't just throw out a phrase and think, well, it's a really good sounding phrase. I'll just throw it out and just keep repeating it. And hopefully my kid will catch on and he'll do really well. Or it doesn't usually, things don't get done like that. Okay. If you're serious about your kid going to Harvard or Princeton or Yale or whatever the thing is, okay, it doesn't have to be academic, but whatever the thing is, and I'm just using it in this context because this is a business that I'm in, and I've just seen this so many times used the wrong way, that I just want to tell parents and students too, if you've heard this kind of thing, look, don't be discouraged, that, well, I'm never going to meet that expectation. Just do the best you can every day in the things that you got to do. Because you can't get to tomorrow without going through today. You can't get results tomorrow unless you do the things today, and you're sowing seeds and you're working hard and making the sacrifices today to make that thing happen tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. So your best thing that you can do is, yes, you can have goals and you can have dreams, but you got to make sure the more important thing is, what are you doing today? What are you doing every day to get closer to those goals? That is a real way you reach your goals and you achieve these things that you want to achieve in life. So I'm going to end the video right here. As always, I appreciate you watching this video up to this point. And until my next video, I hope you stay well.